Hello to our virtual audience. Thank you for joining us this evening as well. Perfect. Everyone's settled. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is it. This is it. Welcome to. Come forward. There we more? No? Please bear with us. This is our first in-person event and our first hybrid event. But hello, welcome everyone to the Hustle Awards 2021. We are so pleased that you're here with us this evening. As you may be aware, we tried to do the Hustle Awards last year, and obviously COVID had other plans. So we took them. We took them virtually, and we did what we could, and they were amazing. But I'm so pleased that we are welcoming people here with us this evening. So I know it's been a massive year for all of us. So first of all, well done for getting through it, and thank you again for joining us. It is such a pleasure. This is not only my first in-person event in 18 months, like most of us, this is also my first in-person event as editor of Startups Magazine. I know I don't seem it, but I'm very nervous. And so bear with me and any technical difficulties that we may have. This is our first hybrid event too, so please forgive us. We'll only get better. My first thank you this evening, of course, to Finsbury Business Centre, the amazing host of tonight. You guys, you have such a great venue, and we are so one of your amazing partners, and we are so thankful that you are letting us have the Hustle Awards here tonight. So on that note, I would like to welcome Ian come up, who is co-owner of Finsbury Business Centre, to say a few words.
Mic wipe there, brilliant. COVID secure. Sorry, and this is I'm Ian, and this is my brother Hugh.
Hello.
Hugh talks a lot. I'm quite succinct. We've got like 5 minutes, just checking there's no timer. But we do have a couple of slides, which we were hoping that Tess might be able to. I don't know. I sent them to you in an email. Anyway, not to worry. We'll wing it.
We'll sing a song instead.
We are affectionately known as Faulty Towers. So if anything does go wrong, it's not Anna's fault. She's a complete professional and is doing a cracking job. So yeah, fingers crossed. I'm not sure if we are going to have any slides, but maybe if we're not, Hugh. Oh yeah, there we go. Amazing. But yeah. Number one is wishing you all a very big welcome. It's great to actually see some real people, some live people. It's amazing. It's been a bit of a ghost town here over the last 18 months. I felt a bit like Jack Nicholson in The Shining, just walking around with like stupid hair and a massive beard, just going, "Rah." But yeah, we're so glad to actually be welcoming people back into FBC now. Next slide, please.
That's a cracker.
That is Faulty Towers to a T. I think it's meant to be horizontal, but anyway, not to worry. Hugh will talk about this.
So Dad founded this place in 1983. It was one of the first service offices in London. It was a very deprived area of London, and he was very keen to encourage startups in plug and play. He had quite an avant-garde view of help people get started. They didn't want lengthy contracts. Not trying to be 5-star, like 3-star, the roof might leak a bit. Just come in, and off you go. Oh, we moved on to another one.
Next slide. Thank you. No, we've got keep this one. This is a good one. This is just to show you the this used to be there. Temple Press. It's an old print works founded in the 1930s. As Hugh said, Dad founded it in 1983. We've got quite a lot of office space. We've got co-working, got lovely communal areas, nice cafe.
And most importantly, we have some nice people as well, which actually makes all the difference.
Yeah, keep going. I mean, these slides are all really boring, but just to show you that we've got we're very varied. It's a bit like going through the Looking Glass or going down the rabbit hole at Alice in Wonderland. Every office is different. We try and kind of inspire our members to be creative and to grow and build their businesses here. And so, people have started with a one-person office and have grown to be unicorns. Yeah. As of last month, we had our first proper unicorn, which was Zigo over there. We've got it. Yeah.
Thank you, Ian.
Pleasure.
But we have had a kind of eclectic mix of people here. We're very kind of egalitarian, open-minded, and we just, as long as it's not kind of completely immoral activity, you're welcome.
But they did. We are, as we're on the bowling green now. We're on Bowling Green Lane, and back in the 1600s, they used to have a bowling green here, but they also had bear fighting and badger baiting and
Ladies of the night as well.
and dueling.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've kind of calmed things down a bit, and now we just have awesome events with Startups magazine.
Exactly.
Next slide, please. I think this is the last one of our last slides, penultimate slide.
And we are always kind of evolving. If you've seen this place, kind of, we try to drag it out of the 1980s. We're always looking at the space and how we can make it more appealing to people. Also thinking, especially during COVID, about really kind of people in need, needing space. What could we do to help? So we set up a community interest company to help local schools where parents might want to come in. You know, we're very kind of non-judgmental, and we just say, come along, use our space, enjoy it. And yeah, we've been very kind of lucky from that point of view. And these are some organizations, some of who are actually up for awards.
Woohoo!
Merit. These guys are brilliant. So they are seriously brilliant. They take in computer donations, they wipe the data down, and then they beef it up. And then they train people how to actually use the computers, take them back, free of charge,
and donate these computers to loads of people in the local community.
And they give them to local schools, and they do a fantastic job. And they're kind of unsung heroes. But we're very lucky that we have similar organizations doing great stuff as well. So actually, we do it not so we can tick the CSR box and go, aren't we great? We do it because we actually enjoy it, and it's kind of part of our DNA. We like being altruistic, being
talking of enjoying, last slide, please. Sorry to cut you short, Hugh, but have a great evening. Enjoy yourselves. It's lovely to have you here. Bon nuit. Thank you.
Which one do I want? Amazing. Thank you, Hugh and Ian. That was so fantastic. You guys literally present so well. No pressure, Anna. But no, thank you again for letting us have here, because we love Finsbury Business Centre. It's such a great space. Our second thank you of this evening goes to our sponsors, Avery Law, who has sponsored Best UK Startup. They are here this evening. Avery Law, thank you. They are a redefining boutique law firm for the changing legal marketplace, providing legal services with a resolute focus on corporate finance and commercial matters in the growth tech sector. The firm fully embraces an innovative tech-enabled, lean and agile model, disrupting the traditional law firms and reinventing the way in which sophisticated and value-driven advice is provided to clients. Avery Law has built a substantial reputation in the growth tech sector, and has accumulated a wealth of experience in assisting entrepreneurs, startups, scale-ups in raising funds and leading on acquisitions and disposals and overcoming the complexities of the corporate life. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you so much. Big up to Avery Law. And our most innovative tech sponsor, Bruntwood Scitech, a 50-50 joint venture between Bruntwood and Legal General, owns and operates the UK's largest portfolio of science and technology assets and creates the environments and ecosystems that enables companies in the science and technology sector to form, collaborate, scale and grow. In addition to the high-quality offices and laboratory space, a range of scientific services and tailored business support, Bruntwood Scitech provides and connects the offered unrivaled access to finance, talent, markets, and mentorship. These locations provide inspirational, innovative communities in which startups, scale-ups, and global headquarters can thrive. Bruntwood Scitech is creating a network of innovative districts connecting UK cities, regions, and communities of like-minded professionals through extensive opportunities for collaboration and access to our public, private, academic, and clinical partner network. Also, big up to Bruntwood Scitech. Thank you. If you want to know more on our sponsors, then there are QR codes in our goodie bags, in the magazine, and on posters scattered around. Talking of our goodie bags, so exciting. In them, we have the latest issue, which I am holding backwards. We have the latest issue. which is all about health tech and mental health. It's a really good issue. But there's also a few double pages on the Hustle Awards. It names all the shortlisted. We've got a great piece from our keynote coming up. And obviously it talks about all our amazing judges. So that is not one to miss. And there is also our latest survival guide issue in there, which we created earlier this year, which again is a must read. Like, if you're a startup and you want to survive, read the survival guide, honestly, guys. A few housekeeping rules, and then I promise I will stop talking. If it rains, grab a chair and run inside, but carefully. I don't think it will, but touch wood. Please feel free to share anything on social media and tag us. Georgia will be at the back taking pictures afterwards that we can then tag you in. But if you don't want your picture being taken or anything like that, please just let one of us know we're in the black tops. Not me, but everyone else. And of course, you all know by now we have got wristbands on. Basically, green means go up to them and, you know, be as close as you want, as your heart content. Purple still means talk to me and network, but just keep a little bit of a distance because COVID is around, guys, you know. But for now, let me introduce you to our keynote for this evening, the Queen of Hustle herself, who actually has an amazing book coming out very soon, Unprepared to Entrepreneur, A Method to the Madness, a lady of so many talents, Sonya Barlow.
Thank you. I'm actually really nervous being here. Honestly, I haven't been out in public for so long or spoken to real people for so long that I feel like if you all jumped on Zoom right now, it would be much easier for me. Just jump on it and then we don't have to see like the bottom half and we can be in our pajamas. I was saying to Anna before I came that I was ready to do this in some like leisure trousers and a sweat top, but I thought we haven't dressed up for so long that we might as well be here. We are just waiting for slides, so I'm not stalling. It's just tech issues happen all the time. Amazing. So today I thought we do something slightly interactive plus educational. That's the only kind of keynote that I know. To be very honest with you, I don't think anyone really wants to listen to me just speak at them for 45 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to think about owning our power and our purpose and how we can build that through our personal brands and profiles. Every time you see no risk, no magic come up on the screen, I'm going to ask you to talk to the people around you because we're here to network, we're here to connect, and we're here to remember and remind ourselves how we even have a conversation. Should I tell you when to flick through? Thank you. So let's start with our profile. The person next to you, even if you know them already, I want you to introduce yourselves. And if you don't have anyone, please turn around because there are definitely people who have gaps in their seats. So what is your name? What do you do? What are your 3 skills? What do you enjoy? And what do you want to achieve this year? All right, amazing. So there will be more opportunity. This is not the last. The reason why it's so important to introduce yourself is because Anna obviously mentioned a book deal. That's genuinely how I got one, right? I was on a webinar talking about LinkedIn. Someone said, Sonya, what do you want to achieve this year? And I said, I want to write a book. And they said, okay, well, we'll introduce you to our editor. And that's genuinely how it went. The idea is that once you can identify who you are, who you want to become, your purpose, your power, you're stronger in your approach and your belief. So just as an introduction to myself, I graduated in 2015, went into the world of tech, failed probation, got fired twice, and then by 2019 decided I don't want to be fired a 3rd time. It was a bit too much for me mentally, emotionally, physically. At the same time in 2018, I set up an organization called Like-Minded Females as a brunch club because I felt lonely. I was pretty depressed as a woman in tech, as a woman of color, and these labels meant nothing to me. It wasn't a label that I put on myself. It was just I went into the workplace and they were like, do you know you're a brown woman in tech? I was like, no, I just have a degree. That's as much as I know. I don't know how to write an email. I don't know how to be professional. I don't really know what to do. That enterprise now is a social enterprise. We have the largest mentoring program in the UK with over 600 people across 14 countries. We have 2 of our team members right at the front who lead the organization. So if you want to put your hands up, this is probably your moment. But more importantly, the work that we do is all around inclusion. It is all around making sure that you have the success, the tools, the frameworks you need to build on your best self. In the last 18 months, I started my own business. By March last year, 1 month into my business, I was super excited. I was like, yeah, I'm going to hustle. I'm going to be rich. I lost 75% of my income. For 3 months, I had absolutely no money. I was basically living off my mom and my partner. And then I thought, you know what? I'll start a podcast. So I started a podcast called Strategically Winging It. After 10 episodes, I felt like an imposter. Someone also called me jarring. And I was like, I don't quite know what that meant, but it genuinely broke my heart. So I was like, I'm not going to carry this on. By summer, I was offered a book deal the same time that I really wanted to go on holiday. So that's normally how things work out, is when you want a break, good things come along. And today I've won 4 awards, done 2 TED Talks, have a book deal, and as of last month, have my own radio show on the BBC. Thank you. So I'm the first brown woman or woman to launch a business-based show on the BBC Asia Network, Mondays night at 10. Thank you. It's called The Everyday Hustle. And fundamentally, that's what we're here for, right? Is how do we make our hustle into our real life? How do we hustle our way to the top? Hustling is all about attaining our goals, leading our activities, and really just following what it is that we believe in. In 2011, I was in the clubs. In 2020, I was in a Keynote. In 2021, I have a radio show, but actually it's the most humbling experience, because what you learn is it's not about you, it's about the people around you. I haven't done it by myself, and I would never give myself that credit. It's the community, it's the connections. So what I want everyone to do here is make sure by the end of the night, you leave with at least 3 numbers. You follow up with at least 2 people, and you have at least 1 virtual coffee or a real coffee in August. Because it's all about building community connections and really focusing on making sure that we can build and achieve our dreams together. So I've told you when I failed. I've told you what I've learned from it. I'm not afraid of failing. I think failure is the most beautiful thing that we can do. So I want to know, when have you failed? In the last 18 months, so 2020 till now, to another different person around you, please do another introduction and tell them 1 example of where you failed and what you've learned, and start the conversation once again. Would anyone like to share their story? Would anyone like to share their story? Does anyone feel brave enough? Now's your chance. Absolutely, thank you. Would you like to come to the front? No? Okay, that's fine. 2 seconds, sorry. No one on the YouTube can actually hear it, so you might have to come here. Sorry. And I'd love to know your name.
Yeah, this is like way more fucking serious than I thought it was going to be. I just thought someone had to go first. Right, thank you. So my name's Thomas. I run a tech startup called Aisle3. I was made redundant about 1 week before lockdown. And so I've built a startup that's got 20 people now, a whole bunch of people distributed across the world. I've raised investment twice. And for anyone that's gone through investment or raising investment, the biggest thing that I learned is that you balance trying to be optimistic all of the time when you're raising money rather than being realistic. So when you talk to an investor, you often want to hear them saying yes, or you hear them maybe, and you want that to be yes. Whereas really what they're not saying is no, and you need to kind of get the no. So the biggest kind of failure I had, which totally stressed me out in both of the rounds, was I thought that people were going to invest, And I spent far too long talking to people that were never actually going to invest. And the practical thing I learned is I genuinely start all investor conversations now with, are you looking to invest? How much do you invest? What sort of businesses do you invest in? Who's similar to me? What sort of timescales are there? And that's it. And if they can't answer those questions within the first 30 seconds, like put the phone down, get half an hour back in your life, either do the job that you're already spinning like 100 other plates, or just kind of take some time out and move on. That's it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Shared learnings are very important. There'll be 4 more of these, so just a heads up to those who are ready to come on to the front.
We do have a YouTube comment.
Gemma in YouTube says, so Gemma is the founder and CEO of ILO. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Also shortlisted, absolutely. So great, Gemma. Gemma says that she failed at not seizing a few potential opportunities due to the lack of confidence. And now she's learned just to go for it. So thank you for sharing, Gemma. That takes us on nicely to our next slide. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Hands up here if anyone's ever felt like an imposter. Hands up if you don't know what that means. I saw you. I just saw the look in your eyes and I was like, I don't think you know what that means. And that's cool. Imposter syndrome is the feeling that you are a fraud, that you're not good enough, that you made it up as you went along. So imagine you have your first day at work, you've gone through 5 interviews, you've negotiated your salary, you walk into the door and you're like, I don't deserve to be here. That person is smarter than I am. They look the part that I need to look. I don't think that this is my space. As founders, as hustlers, as startup leaders, as business leaders, as people who are just figuring it out, actually the stats are unreal. 66% of us, if we are women, feel like an imposter. 62% of adults feel like an imposter and 86% of millennials. Those numbers are stupidly high. If you Google imposter syndrome, every other media outlet says women have imposter syndrome. It's like, yes, but we also have lots of other things. It's not just about that. The idea is, though, imposter syndrome holds you back. It makes you believe that you're not good enough, that you're not brave enough, that you don't deserve what you need to go out for, and it limits your opportunities. One of the reasons why I'm up here is because I believe in having no shame. That's just my mantra for 2021 is have no shame. What's the worst that can happen? But that's after losing out on investment. That's after losing out on funding. That's after stopping a podcast because after episode 10, someone called it a word that I didn't quite understand. There's 5 types of imposters that exist. The first is perfectionist, focuses on the how. How will you get something done? You can do 99 things, but it's the one that you're going to fret over. The other type of imposters is a natural genius. This is the one who's very much got the straight A's or is constantly told you're the smart one in the family. You've got that pressure on your shoulders, that burden to bear. The third type of imposter is a soloist. This is the person who's kind of controlling, really difficult to delegate, thinks, you know what, I don't need anyone. I can be my own PR person. I can be the marketing person. I even have a fake agent right now in my emails that's actually me, because that's the kind of imposter that I am. I hope none of my sponsors are listening to that, but it's okay. The other types of imposters are the superhuman. This focuses on the how many. So to Tom's point, how many hats can you juggle? How many plates can you juggle? How many hats can you wear? Can you do everything? Oh no, that person on social media is doing everything, so I need to one-up them. Or she looks like she's got it all together. I get that a lot in my Instagram. People are like, oh, you look like you've got it all together. Absolutely not. I can't hack it. Social media is not my place. I do it a lot, actually. If you follow me, you're like, I'm constantly posting, but I have a structure so that mentally you can hack it and you can be there. The expert focuses on what they can do and how much. The expert needs to know everything. If you don't know something, then you think you're not good enough. You think you're not great enough. You think you're not there. So, show of hands, who thinks that they're a perfectionist? Kind of. Most of us. A natural genius? Maybe. Be honest. It's about being brave. Just put your hand up and be like, me, own it. I like the way you owned it at the back. Thank you so much. The soloist. You got a difficulty delegating. Are you a bit controlling? Yeah. Some people are like, absolutely. The superhuman. How many things can you do at once before you break? Well, we've got the lawyer and the fashion blogger and the journalist here, so absolutely. And the expert, just trying to be good at everything. Go next. So our next round is, I want you to a new person, another introduction, but this time we're talking about how have you taken yourself away from feeling like an imposter and put yourself in a place of discomfort that's worked out for you. Right? When have you challenged yourself? When have you grown? When have you tried something different that has actually worked out to your measure of success? And remember, this is a bit of networking, it's a bit of fun, but it's also a bit of confidence boosting because realistically, most of us haven't had any opportunity to brag in the last 18 months. So give yourself some time to self-promote. We'll do that for a couple of minutes, and then we will have an individual come up and share their story, whoever would like that opportunity. Are we good to share? I don't think this works. Hello? Oh, sorry. Are we good to give it another go? I don't want to stop them. Okay, so are we good to carry on? I like the connections that are going on, so please do carry them on. Anybody want to raise their hand, come to the front and share their story with a bit of an introduction? Don't be frightened. Anyone? We just need one person. But you did it. Tell them how easy it is. Tell them. Please.
If you can use that one, but long.
COVID, sorry. Okay, so obviously you know who I am, and I hate public speaking, so I don't even know why I volunteered for this. But my story was obviously, for those of you who's followed Startups Magazine, I was not the original editor. I've worked on Startups Magazine from the very beginning, but there was another girl, Daisy, who is lovely, big up Daisy, who was editor originally, and she decided to leave, so they decided to offer me the job, and I was like, what? Me? Are you joking? And they were like, yeah, like basically it needs someone who is obviously going to, you know, run Startups Magazine and write and edit, but it also needs someone to be the face of Startups Magazine and someone who's friendly and bubbly, who can talk to people and do events. And I was like, hang on a minute, like with my friends, don't get me wrong, I love to be center of attention. I am center stage. But when it comes to work, no, I'm just going to sit behind a cute computer screen and not talk to anyone. They were like, no. So I was like, okay, someone taught me once, you never say no to anything. So I said yes to the job. And then a week in, I was in the toilet cubicle crying. I was like, why did I do this? Why did someone tell me to say yes to everything? I cannot cope. There is too much to do. Daisy was superhuman. How did she do this? And gradually you just learn to cope and you learn to get on with things. And I think if everyone said, oh my gosh, no, a week in, this is not how I anticipated it to be, we wouldn't all be sat here today. You wouldn't all be running startup businesses, because in the first week, I'm pretty sure it's terrifying for everyone. So keep going and it gets better. And I'm going to stop talking now.
Thank you so much. And absolutely, this is all about coming out your comfort zone, sharing your story, telling other people it's okay. I mean, when we think about hustle culture, when we think about startup awards, when we think about running our own business or wanting to, fundamentally, we need to open up conversations around it's not always fun. It's not always easy. It's not always the way that we thought it would be. There will be moments where you're crying in the bathroom or you're sleeping late at night. And sometimes you just don't know what's going on. But the reality is that, you know, no risk, no magic. If you don't say yes to things, if you don't give it a go, how do you know what you're good at? How do you know what you're great at? How do you know what you can do? We have to go back to that very young, childish mentality. When kids go and play in the park, they fall down, they try again. You tell them, don't do that, and they do it again, just to look at you in your eyes, and they're like, we're going to do it. Just because you said you haven't done it, we're definitely going to do it. And they thrive. And unfortunately, as adults, we lose that ability, right? We get a bit like complacent, or we get a bit scared, or we start comparing ourselves on social media to be like, well, the other person is doing this, so that means I can't do it. That means I'm not successful. Or we measure our version of success differently. So the next thing is our purpose. And this doesn't need anyone to come up, so please don't worry, you can have a bit of a break. But your purpose is fundamentally your vision, your mission, and your values. So if we were to make it really simple, your vision is your tomorrow, your mission is your today, and your values and your principles are the 5 hashtags that you can use for the rest of your life. The 5 values that you can use, right? So your vision is, what do you want to achieve by the end of 2021? Like, really simply, that could be booking a holiday. That could be writing a book. That could be getting a book deal. That could be changing jobs. That could be doing something completely out of your comfort zone. Your mission is, how are you going to get there through SMART goals, like small baby steps that you can take today. And your values, really simply, are you can only say yes to things that meet 30% of your values, right? 30% of your hashtags. So as an example, mine is entrepreneurship. One of mine is confidence. One of mine is community. Any opportunity that comes my way that doesn't fit within that umbrella, I don't say yes to. I move it to a friend. I share it with a colleague. I push it to my community or to my team members to say, it doesn't fit within what I'm trying to do, but it will help you. And the point of that is, 1, identifying your purpose, and 2, acknowledging that actually you can be in a place where you can cheerlead yourself. And you can be in a position where you have to think about, what are your drivers? So when were you the happiest? When were you the proudest? I'm standing here talking for a living, right? If someone told my like 9-year-old self that I could make money off talking, that would have changed everything. Because when I was younger, it was, you talk a lot. Or why do you never stop talking? It was never, actually, that's a muscle, that's a strength, it's a skill that you should build up, and there's something you can do about it. Imagine if we looked at ourselves like friends or like kids, and we thought, you know what, what's your skill? What's your strength? What's your purpose? What is it that you can do, and where can you thrive? So really simply, one exercise that I want you to do when you get home today, or whenever, and you can send it to me because I love getting these things, is to make yourself a bit of a Venn diagram. So on the left is everything that I think I am or I do. On the right is everything in the world that I think I could talk on behalf of, or that interests me, or that fits within my brand. And everything in the middle are my 5 hashtags. It's my 5 value drivers. It's my 5 elements of purpose. The reason why I've hustled, or to Anna's point, the reason that I've been called Hustle Queen is because in 2019, I was super noisy, right? I just used to say yes to everything. And in 2 years, I've practically turned my life around just by understanding, what is my purpose? What is it I want to achieve? And making sure that people know that journey that you're on. That's why these spaces, that's why networking, that's why talking, that's why introducing yourself with a goal is so important, because you have no idea who you're sitting next to. They can fundamentally change your life. And that's what happens. And then the last thing is, what's your power? So your power is your USP. It's what makes you different. Your power is your communication skills. Your power is your listening skills. Your power is your empathy. Your power is your writing skills, your ability to just show up on time. If you don't know how to identify your power, you can write down all the skills and strengths that you think you have. For each skill and strength, you can write down a success story. And for each success story, you can write down a way that has impacted you, or a result that's been driven. I did this exercise and realized what is not my power. I am rubbish at operations, really bad at emails, terrible at admin. I realized that I used to work in roles in tech where I was a project or delivery manager, which goes beyond everything I'm good at. And yet someone employed me. But the point is now that I've identified that isn't my power, it's something I can't do. And now I have a great team that does it with me, not for me, but with me. So it's about how do you complement yourself, your colleagues, and how do you hustle harder and build your confidence? Because people buy into people, and fundamentally your story matters. So I think this is one of the last. So I'd love for you to go and meet somebody else new. And I want you to tell them what is your power, what is your purpose, and what is the one thing that you want to achieve this year that maybe you can help each other with. And then connect and then keep each other accountable. This is a bit half networking, half coaching, but it's a bit of fun as well because we haven't actually had the opportunity to meet each other in the last 18 months. But try and go to someone new, if that's okay, and not to the people that you're sitting around. All right, so if we can come back, only because we've got about 5 minutes left, and then we can find out who the winners are. That's exciting. For this round, I'm not going to ask anyone to come up, so don't worry. I'm looking at both of you, right at the front. So fundamentally, how can you beat imposter syndrome? You can identify your strengths, you can talk it out, you can document your successes, stop negative thoughts. But more importantly, you can self-reflect, remind yourself of what great things you're doing. You can find a mentor or a coach, you can become a mentor or a coach. It doesn't have to be formal, but actually someone here today could be an informal mentor. You could be an informal friend. You can be a coach. You can build a relationship that will support. You can update your profile. I'm a big advocate of going on LinkedIn and just telling everyone what you're doing, right? Nothing says, I know my stuff, like putting it out in the public and not being able to take it back. To be like, you know what? I tried. In April, I woke up and found out that I didn't get Forbes 30 and 30. I was a bit sad. I cancelled my whole afternoon, cried for a bit, drowned myself in tea, but then I did a LinkedIn post. And ironically, that got more likes than people who got Forbes 30 and 30. And I got about 5 coffee meets out of it. So tell people the good and the bad and the crazy and see what happens. 5 things to remember. You'll get tired. Absolutely. Please take time off. Please think about your mental, emotional, physical health. You will face rejections. Rejections are a part of the process. You just try again. It's iteration. You will change your mind, lean in on your community, and take small steps. And the final few slides, just to go through, we talk about no risk, no magic. Please make this your mantra and just think about it every time before you say no. You think, is that going to serve me? If it's going to serve me, let's take the risk and let's see what happens. Think about what does success look like to you? What's your measure of success? When I became or started a business or started hustling, my measure of success was money, right? It was like, well, I need to feed myself. I need to be rich. In the last few months, my measure of success is, can I delete this meeting out my calendar so I can go and enjoy the sun? That is my measure of success. Can I take next week off and enjoy Ibiza? Can I enjoy going out with the girls and be able to have a time where you're just doing nothing? What is the point of running your own business if you can't manage your own calendar, right? And too many times we say yes to everything because we think we're going to miss out on an opportunity. And most importantly, be your biggest cheerleader. I think there's a lot around the lack of self-promotion that we have as individuals because we think, well, we're bragging or we're boasting or the other person's going to think X, Y, Z. But the reality is we don't know who's listening. We don't know who's reading. We don't know who's looking. There's a number of people that are coming here today and I thought, oh, I've seen you. I've connected with you. I know what you're doing. I'm going to come and talk to you about it and understand a little bit more and see how we can help one another. And most importantly, think big, think bold, right? We're thinking about 2021, but actually we've only got 5 months left. What do you want to achieve next year? What do you want to achieve in 2 years? 10 years ago, I was opening up a letter from UCAS saying I've got into the only university that accepted me. Today, I'm standing in front of a number of people, not only sharing my story, but excited to listen to yours. And it wouldn't be any kind of keynote if I didn't say, please do connect with me. LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it may be. But on the top, you see connections equal community. If anything we're here for, and Startup Mags is here for, it's community. It's the idea that we have shared values, lived values, shared learning, shared failures, and these are your people, right? So if you need us, you contact us. If we can do anything for you, you contact the team and they will. But most importantly, community genuinely makes the world go round. So let's build ours, let's find ours, and let's thrive together. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I hope you enjoyed a bit of the interactive networking round. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonya. Thank you so much, Sonya. Honestly, you're so fab. And do you know what as I was thinking as she was doing this? I went to a engineering or technology trade show at Coventry Arena 2018, maybe in 2017, and you were there giving a talk on women in tech, on women in the workplace. And I sat there and I thought, I'm going to remember this. And it really did. It stayed with me. And then obviously, fast forward a few years. This was before we even had a Startups magazine. Fast forward a few years, and now we are working together. And it's such a pleasure to have you here today. Thank you so much. Now it is time for the awards to announce our lucky winners. We have 5 categories, if you didn't know, and I'll be introducing the judges for each category, some in person, most on virtually. And then we will hand our winners their certificates and their hampers. So judging and announcing our Social Impact Hero Award is Marianne Spire, a social impact cultural specialist who is based over in Amsterdam and has mentored and trained a number of female founders herself. Marianne, welcome this evening.
Thank you.
How are you? It's nice to have you here.
I'm fine. I'm in Suriname, South America, which is 5 hours earlier than in the UK, or 6 hours even.
Oh, good afternoon then.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well,
Yes.
it's great that you could join us. Please, can we have your shortlisted?
Sure. I will also share a little bit about the shortlist, not just call out their names. So one of the shortlists is Scitech. The goal is to connect companies based in economically developed countries with Africa's top 1% information technology talent. The second company shortlisted is Nature's Safe. And it is a nature charity that is on a mission to save animals from extinction and safeguard the future of our natural world by preserving life cells of animals at risk. The third startup is Backboard. Conscious shopping in the bag promotes spend and save with brands who are kind to people and the planet with the Backboard app. The fourth startup is Startup Sherpa. And Startup Sherpa is a collective of amazing people striving to help teens learn the skills of the future. And the last startup is Good Find, an ethical brand directory, helping consumers easily find ethical alternatives to everyday products and services. And my focus on judging all, because they were all amazing, is what it does impact mean. And I was thinking about impact, a startup focused on impact in this time, what people need. So I say, for me, it's a company that really creates a significant positive change that addresses a pressing social challenge. So the finalist is Startup Sherpa. I really like this startup, especially their focus on teens, because we're always talking about, I just heard a story about women in tech and we should be involved in tech, but we also need to involve teenagers in tech and also in startups and building and understanding what entrepreneurship is about. of course, the winner.
Drum roll, please.
I heard yes, it was just the plan was a drum roll, of course. And the winner is Good Find.
Woo!
And a lot of times people are looking for this answer, like, okay, how do I find these products? And I think this is a really great solution for a problem nowadays, looking at what is happening also in the climate. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Marion.
You're welcome.
Such a pleasure. And as you say, great startups and great choices.
Yes, yes. Amazing.
Thank you. Next, we have the most innovative technology category, sponsored by Bruntwood Scitech and judged by the lovely Mark Patrick. Mark is Mauser Electronics Technical Marketing Manager and is responsible for the creation and circulation of technical content, which is key to Mauser's strategy to support, inform, and inspire engineers. And Mauser also does a lot of work with startups. Mark, it's always a pleasure. And thank you so much for being a judge again this year, second year running.
Well, thank you for asking me.
No, of course.
It is a pleasure to be here. Thank you for the lovely intro.
Oh,
I'm not sure I recognise the what we're trying to do, but but yeah, we are indeed. So yeah, the most innovative tech award is always you know, it's always an interesting one to judge, especially for me from an engineering background. Seeing how people are using technology to solve problems is fantastic. And as ever, there were some fantastic entries, and I like to champion the lone inventor or small teams before they scale up, and sort of also consider the overall impact of their development. And that said, this year, some of the entries have the potential for large scale social impact. So I think we'll see some interesting, some interesting things to talk about.
Definitely. Yes. So please, can we have your shortlist? You
can indeed. So on the shortlist are, in no particular order really, so no clues. Airway Medical, and Airway have produced a novel suction and oxygen therapy device, let's call it, for clearing blocked airways in emergency and chronic conditions. So, really fantastic innovation there. Sticks Mindfulness are next, and they're the kind of world's first mindfulness-based activity remotes for kids. So kids can work with these devices to develop that sense of mindfulness, and they've been on a mission to appeal to children with the way that they've presented this. Then we have Halo Solutions, and Halo have developed well, let's say they're leading the world of public safety by providing a new wave of solutions for event and venue management. And then there's Sentai, and Sentai is that they're really bringing AI into the world of care, connecting people to their loved ones and allowing their loved ones to live more independently for longer. So also really good. And then we have Experience Heritage, and they're delivering an immersive and interactive kind of experience and display at heritage locations using digital 3D models, web and mobile apps through VR and AR, which of course, I think over the last 18 months, that more and more of that kind of technology is coming to life as we're using there really. So yeah, let's start by saying all of the entries this year were strong. So picking one winner was a challenge, but I'll start with an honourable mention actually for Airway Medical, because Airway has developed this portable airway suction device, and it's about the size of your average water bottle. So the impact of an effective portable airway suction unit could be huge, making access to this essential life-saving kit much easier, potentially saving many lives, in all sorts of situations. So yeah, really great innovation from them, and I wish them every success. So let's move on to runner-up. And coincidentally, a company I've known before, actually, with my work at Central Research Labs, and that is Sticks mindfulness. Now, what I really like about Sticks is, with the impact of COVID on the education and social interaction, or the lack of social interaction, I should say, on children's mental health, their mental health has never been more important, really, as a consideration for all of us. So Sticks is essentially a pair of handheld remote controls that combine a child's sort of fascination with tech and gaming with helping them develop a healthy mental state with some mindful exercises. So really, really, having some significant impact on that area. But anyway, so great news for Sticks. Excellent work from them, and then on to the winners.
The winner is. Drum roll, please.
Hold on. In first place, so I chose this company because I think the sheer scale. I need to read my notes here because there's a lot to say. Sheer scale of the impact their service could have. Their system aims to make events such as concerts, sports, and conferences safe, and its purpose is to prevent any critical information from being overlooked, stopping security incidents or potential tragedy before it happens. And I think we've probably all watched the news and seen the heartbreaking stories from what happened at Manchester Arena, which of course was tragic. So anything that helps the world avoid such tragic events is commendable. So our winner is Halo Solutions.
Woo! My script there. Thank you. Amazing. Thank you so much, Mark. I couldn't agree more. There were some amazing startups, but yeah, Halo, what you're doing is incredible. So thank you so much. Best UK startup this year is sponsored by Avery Law. Big up Avery Law, and is being judged by Jeevan Summers. Jeevan is an associate at Playfair Capital, where she sits across the whole life cycle of investment. And she's also the co-creator of the startup podcast, When Unicorns Fly. Jeevan, thank you so much for joining us and being one of our judges this year. Please, can we have your shortlist?
Yes, and thank you so much for inviting me to join. I wish I was there with everyone having a drink rather than sat indoors on a warm day, but unfortunately needs must. But yeah, we had 5 really great and really strong companies for the best UK startup award. So firstly, we've got Ilya, which is a unique collection of products created exclusively for women, empowering women to take charge and take control of their sexual health and well-being. Second one was Tree Points, which allows consumers to properly understand and offset their carbon footprint. Third, we had Nudea Health, which is a contemporary underwear brand. Fourth, we had Electron RX, which is a deep tech team of engineers and scientists that are essentially developing novel technologies to sense the physiological environment and inform their patients of personalized therapeutic interventions. And then last but not least, we had Elan Lingerie, which is creating sustainable luxury bamboo bras for post-surgery. So all five of those companies were really strong. I suppose as an investor, I kind of sat down and thought, how do you go from 5 to 1? So I've almost tried to judge it as I would kind of an investment opportunity when you receive a deck, to try and really think holistically about all the key points that are really strong, perhaps kind of some amber red flags that are slightly more of a concern. And then in doing so, I've basically been able to get to the runner-up and the winner. But it's not been an easy task, but I'm looking forward to sharing them with you.
Amazing. And so your runner-up is for us?
So the runner-up that I've chosen today is Tree Points.
Amazing. Woo! And finally, your winner, drum roll, please.
Well, I just before we do the winner, I'd love to just give a little bit of context for why I decided to go with Tree Points, because I thought it was a really cool concept, and I absolutely love the social impact and the vision that Tree Points had, of essentially becoming the Trustpilot equivalent for sustainability. I think this is something that consumers are really kind of crying out for, that credible source of truth that enables them to be able to track what their carbon footprint is. So love the social impact, love the vision, love the scale that it would have. And then also I thought the business model was super interesting. So Tree Points are going after employers for volume, and then also have kind of a B2C approach at a fixed subscription fee that makes it affordable for the mass market. So I felt that the reach of Tree Points and the scalability of their product was super exciting.
Amazing. No, I couldn't agree more. Thank you. And so finally, sorry for being too premature there. Our winner is, drum roll please, everyone.
The winner is Electron RX.
Woo! Congratulations, guys, and thank you so much, Stephen. So our fourth award tonight is a new category for this year, Workspace of 2021, and is being presented in person by the wonderful Benjamin Carew, co-founder of Othership. And Othership is a membership for people who want to work the other way. And Ben is super passionate that the best commute is a no commute, and wants to break down borders by making it possible for people to work from anywhere. Ben, thank you so much for joining us.
Cool. I'm going to read from here. I hope that's okay. So thank you guys for having me here tonight. I just want to say actually for Sonia's presentation, really inspiring earlier. I love what you're saying about being a child. I think a lot of founders look at Nietzsche's child and how you go in this direction. I think it's a big thing for people, trying not to lose that purpose and almost blissful naivety that you have as a child, as a founder. So great presentation earlier. I was a bit nervous actually as a team judging a workspace, but after about 3 years trying workspaces up and down the country, hopefully we have some reason why we're allowed to be here judging this evening. We also struggled because the spaces were dotted everywhere. So I just want to say a huge thank you to any of the Othership members who might be watching, who went and tried the spaces out for us and helped provide some feedback so that we could try all of the spaces that were sent through to us from the 5. So from the 5 that we had a space called Huddle. They were actually based in Hammersmith. We really love them. They fully encompass a customer-centric approach in everything they do. They're looking to get feedback from their members and pass that on, whether it's the perks that they're providing in the local area or what cakes they bring around on a little coffee stall. So beautiful little space at Hubble. At Mindspace, they're a group of co-working spaces, if you haven't seen them before. And actually they bring a quite luxurious vibe across all of their spaces, yet they've all been designed quite differently in every city with local aesthetics and local artwork and sourced into the buildings. There's a space called Circle Square, who were in the last 5. They're a project run in Manchester. They are specializing in the Scitech community and actually are part of a wider group I found out during the research for Bruntwood group. If you're looking for spaces around that Midland area, the Bruntwood group seems to have amazing spaces for each of the niches, something I really believe in across different co-working providers. We have Plus X. They're an amazing space down in Brighton. They're also expanding out into London through the Central Research Laboratory that we heard about a little bit earlier. If you have never checked out Central Research Laboratory, they're one that I know very well. They're an insane space for builders. If you're a builder, go and check them out. If you're an engineer, go and check them out. There are very few spaces like that round. The one over in Bristol is really focused on well-being, a really good niche for founders down there. Nice being down by the seaside on well-being. And congratulations to them. I think they're getting accredited as a well-being workspace and will be the first in the UK for this. So well done to those guys. And the last space we tried out was Kindred, a beautiful space over in West London. They have a real genuine community of founders, and you can really tell that Anna Anderson and their community director really care about the community. So congratulations to those guys for building an amazing space over in West London as well. So in summary, in a runner-up position, we put +X Brighton. So congratulations to you guys. It's actually a space I haven't been to. Hopefully I'm going to be down in Brighton really soon, checking out some of the spaces and coming by and seeing you. And the winner for this. So I'm going to start by telling you why we chose the winner, and then I'm going to tell you who the winner is. And hopefully I haven't given enough clues away in why we chose them. So this is a really important decision for us. Like, we really, really care about our spaces. I'm probably not the best speaker and things, but I hope I make a good panelist because we've really tried to go and test all of these spaces. So this is with some serious consideration. And actually, if they're here, I don't know if they're here for the winner, they might even recognize me because I did go into their space and saw you myself as a final check. The reason we chose you wasn't just because you have the most beautiful design across the spaces, you had excellent hosts, you had an amazing sense of community. But the thing that we really loved about you is something that we really value at Othership is you are actually providing flexibility to people away from just your building. You really cared and focused that wherever I went in the world, I would have that same experience, that same community, that same feeling. And as a business that promotes working from anywhere, getting rid of that commute and a future of work that hopefully this bloody virus has let us at least embrace for the future and going forward into the future. I want to congratulate Mindspace as the winner. Well done, guys. Amazing.
Thank you so much, Ben. I will be accepting Mindspace's lovely prize this evening, but I promise it will be in the post to them tomorrow. Thank you so much. Did you want to say anything, Mindspace?
Yeah, thank you so much. We're very honored and excited for this award. I would have loved to receive it in person, but unfortunately, we actually have our first in-person broker event tonight. And so I had to be in Shoreditch, and I just popped into a meeting room. It's been an interesting year to open a new space, to say the least, but it's been the hard work of a dedicated team, and we're very excited. We'd love to show all of you and to give all of you the experience that was just described. So feel free to reach out, and we'd be happy to show you around and invite you for a coffee.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And I hope the event tonight goes well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Ben. It was lovely to have you in
Thank
person.
you.
So thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. So for our final category tonight, it's up to me. The lovely Sean Winfield cannot be with us here tonight. So yes, I am your judge and your presenter for Founder of the Year. So the shortlist is as follows. We have Enrich Learning, an online education platform and tuition centre that provides online tuition, classes for children, as well as an expert-led community for parents, carers and guardians. And that is Onyunye, who's here tonight. We have Elizabeth Tweedle's Cypher teach children aged 5 to 15 to teach to code through creative themes, both in person and online. And teaching children to code really encourages the curiosity and sparks their imagination. We have, thank you. We have James Lemon from Otolo, an online global community created by and for passionate hospitality people where they rebuild careers, mentor each other and reconnect. We have, sorry, I don't have the list to my name. We have Arif Hussein of Click, who are a sustainable business partner for all things tech, smarter and greener ways to buy your business laptops, mobile phones, desktops, and SIM-only contracts. And we finally have Stephanie Monty of Seek. The mission is to offer patients an unprecedented step change in ostomy and wound care management that improves product functionality and tackles the associated mental health in issues that are currently not addressed. So, the runner-up is as follows. We have Onyunye. It's so nice to have you here. Onyunye stood out as her entrepreneurial journey, which started at just 12 years old, is such an inspiring one, and she has already landed a plethora of awards. The Enrich Learning platform was founded back in 2018 in a bid to make tuition more accessible, and it is one of the first providers of group online tuition in the UK. In 2020, Enrich Learning broadened its offering and is now providing virtual extracurricular activities for children and young people and parents online. And Onyunye was diagnosed with dyslexia at such a young age, and now she is trying to inspire and educate and encourage other young people and is such an ambassador for it. So it's such a pleasure to have you here. You're so inspiring. Thank you so much. Which leads me to the winner, drum roll please, of founder of the year, goes to James Lemon, founder of Otolo. So as he comes up, Sean picked James as after the year we've all been through, especially the hospitality industry, it's such amazing to see someone that is really trying to help and bring people in the industry together. Otolo is an online global community set up by a team of hotel professionals that were left furloughed and unemployed by the COVID-19 crisis. It is a free government-backed platform powered by its community to learn, network, share ideas and develop solutions to help rebuild and recover from the past traumatic 12 months. And you were actually one on our travel event earlier this year. Exactly. So thank you so much and congratulations. Oh my gosh. So that is it. Well done, James. Well done to all our winners, all our runners up, and all our shortlisted. You guys have done amazing. And this is what the Hustle Awards for. It is all for you guys. So thank you so much to supporting us, you know, entering yourselves, to entering other people, and just kind of being part of our community. Like, we appreciate each and every one of you. And this is literally why we do it. We want to help each and every one of you in any way we can. Thank you so much. Here's for all the thank you. So sorry for the long list. So thank you so much to Finsbury Business Centre, Ian and Hugh. You guys are incredible and we are so grateful for you. And we are so grateful for your space. It has been incredible to be here tonight. Thank you so much to all our judges, Ben, Mark, Jeevan, Marianne and Sean, who cannot be with us. We appreciate you so much and thank you for your work. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Avery Law and Bruntwood Scitech. Thank you all for being here. This is our first in-person event, my first in-person event, and I've done it, and I'm now going to go and have a drink, and we can all celebrate together. But no, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for not making it as nervous as I thought I was going to be. You all got really friendly faces, so that really helped. But no, again, just thank you a million times for being here. And I'm so glad that we could actually do it in here in person. And just thank you to my team. You're all amazing. And I couldn't have done it here without you. Like, I'm stood here today, but there's so many of you that have made tonight happen. So cheers to everyone. Let's go and have a drink. And there's loads of food. So if you're hungry, let's go dig in. Cheers, everyone. And thank you so much.